The 1980s were a wild time for cars. Big spoilers, turbo power, pop-up headlights, and looks that screamed the future. This was the decade that redefined performance, when analog met digital and supercars became legends. Today, we're counting down 16 legendary cars that defined the 1980s, the icons of an automotive revolution. To celebrate 40 years of Ferrari, Enzo himself approved one final masterpiece, the Ferrari F40. This was pure performance, a twin-turbo V8, carbon fiber body, and a raw, unfiltered driving experience. No radio, no carpet, no nonsense, just 200 mph of Italian fury. Built from 1987 to 1992, only 1,315 were made. And today, each one can cost well over $1.5 million. The F40 wasn't just fast, it was Ferrari's last true analog supercar. Every kid in the 80s had one on their wall, the Lamborghini Countach. With scissor doors, sharp lines, and a rear wing big enough to serve lunch on, the Countach defined excess. Underneath, a screaming V12 making over 450 horsepower, and a soundtrack straight from heaven. Even its name, Countach, was Italian slang for wow. The Countach wasn't just a car, it was the decade's ultimate symbol of success. Before Bugatti or McLaren, there was the Porsche 959, a car decades ahead of its time. All-wheel drive, twin turbos, adjustable suspension, even a computer-controlled ride height. In 1986, it hit 197 mph and became the world's fastest road car. Only 337 were ever built, and each cost Porsche more to make than they sold it for. It wasn't just a car, it was a technology preview of the future. You can't talk about the 1980s without this car, the DeLorean DMC 12, stainless steel body, gull-wing doors, and yes, Back to the Future. Only about 9,000 were built before the company collapsed. But one movie turned it into a cultural legend. It wasn't the fastest car, but it's one of the most recognizable vehicles ever made. Even today, people see it and think, "Great Scott!" Before the M3 became a luxury icon, it was a race car for the road. The 1986 E30 M3 was built to dominate touring car championships, and it did. With its high-revving four-cylinder engine, flared fenders, and razor-sharp handling, it became the benchmark for performance sedans. This is the M3 that started it all, the car that made BMW's M badge a legend. If the Countach was the car of dreams, the Ferrari Testarossa was the car of television. Thanks to Miami Vice, the white Testarossa became the ultimate 1980s status symbol. Its 12-cylinder engine, wide stance, and iconic side strakes screamed luxury and speed. Nearly 10,000 were built, and today it's one of the most instantly recognizable Ferraris ever made. When Audi introduced the Quattro in 1980, it changed rallying forever. All-wheel drive wasn't just for off-roaders anymore. It was for winning races. The Quattro's turbo 5-cylinder and AWD system dominated rally stages and made all-weather performance possible for the street. This car didn't just win races, it reshaped how performance cars were built. A mid-engine sports car from Toyota? Yes. The 1984 MR2 was small, light, and perfectly balanced. With its sharp styling and go-kart handling, it proved that performance didn't have to cost a fortune. It helped launch Japan's sports car revolution and remains one of the most fun cars you can drive for the money. Black paint, turbo V6, no chrome, no mercy. The Buick Grand National looked like a villain and drove like one too. In its final year, the 1987 GNX version hit 60 mph in just over 4 seconds, faster than Ferraris of the time. Only 547 GNXs were built, and they're now worth a fortune. This was America's dark horse muscle car. The 1980s made hot hatch a household term, and the Mk2 Golf GTI perfected it. It was bigger, faster, and more refined than the original, but still pure driving joy. The 16-valve engine gave it real punch, while the hatchback design made it practical enough for daily life. This was the car that proved performance and practicality could coexist. The IROC Z brought muscle cars roaring into the 80s. With its aggressive stance, V8 power, and bold graphics, it became a legend of car meets and drag strips. It wasn't just for the rich, it was performance for everyone. Even today, it's impossible to see one without hearing an imaginary synth guitar riff. The 1985 BMW M3 quietly changed the game. It looked like a normal sedan, but under the hood was the same engine as BMW's M1 Supercar. It could carry 4 adults in comfort and still outrun a Ferrari. The world had never seen a car like it. The birth of the super sedan. Digital dashboards, voice alerts, pop-up headlights. The Nissan 300ZX brought the future to your driveway. Its turbo V6 and sleek wedge design embodied everything cool about the 1980s. This was high-tech performance, with a touch of synthwave style. The Mazda RX 7 FC3S brought turbo power and sharper handling to the rotary legend. Lightweight, smooth, and perfectly balanced, it gave European sports cars a serious scare for half the price. It wasn't just fun, it was engineering artistry in motion. When Honda launched Acura in 1985, it wanted to prove Japan could do premium performance. The Integra was their first statement: light, responsive, and beautifully built. It showed that refinement and excitement didn't have to be mutually exclusive. This car was the first chapter of a story that would lead to the VTEC revolution. The Mustang SVO broke tradition in 1984. Instead of a V8, it packed a turbocharged 4-cylinder, 4-wheel disc brakes, and adjustable suspension, unheard of for a muscle car. It was fast, balanced, and decades ahead of its time. The SVO proved that innovation could live even in Detroit's most sacred nameplate. From the F40 to the Quattro, from the MR2 to the Grand National, the 1980s gave us cars that still shape the industry today. They combined style, technology, and passion, proving that innovation never goes out of style. One would you take for a drive? Drop your pick in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and relive the greatest.